because
Go
I
ahead,
think
you.
it makes a mockery
Okay.
of the women's game. If the focus on, okay,
Cool.
now we just have to have people because of marketing and their attention, and they're
Okay.
not as talented, and we're not putting the best team out there.
It's unfair to the women of this league, to your point, who have laid the groundwork for Caitlin Clark to come in and now take it to the next. Stephen A., respectfully, with your platform, you could have been doing this 3 years ago if you wanted to.
Did ESPN just make the biggest mistake of their career? Molly Qerim, one of their star hosts, got the boot after saying some wild stuff about Caitlin Clark. But here's the crazy part. Qerim claimed Clark was all hype and no substance. Let's break down what really went down and why ESPN might be kicking themselves right now. So, Qerim dropped this bomb saying Clark's popularity only brings seats to games. Can you believe that? She basically said Clark's skills aren't the real deal and she's just there to fill the stands. Talk about a hot take. But is that really fair to Clark? I mean, have you seen her play? Here's where it gets interesting. ESPN apparently wasn't having any of Qerim's comments and showed her the door. But hold up, is Qerim right about Clark or did she just mess up big time? Well, let's dive into this mess and see what's really going on. You won't believe what we found out. Alright, so Qerim's out at ESPN, but here's the real question. Is Caitlin Clark actually living up to the hype? Get ready, because the truth about her game is way crazier than you might think. We're talking record-breaking numbers that'll make your head spin. Let's break it down. Caitlin Clark isn't just good, she's on another level. We're talking 27 points, 8 assists, and 7 rebounds per game. That's not just impressive, it's straight up domination. And get this, she's doing it with insane efficiency, shooting over 45% from the field and nearly 40% from three-point range. That's the kind of performance that makes you sit up and take notice. But here's where it gets really wild. Clark isn't just putting up big numbers, she's changing the entire game. Remember when Qerim said Clark only brings seats? Well, she wasn't entirely wrong, but she missed the bigger picture. Clark's games are breaking attendance records left and right. We're talking about the largest crowd in WNBA history showing up to watch her play against the Washington Mystics. That's not just filling seats. That's creating a whole new level of excitement for women's basketball.
I'm disappointed in you. And Molly, I'm disappointed in you. Molly, what's up? You understand? Because here's where I'm at, Molly. Where all the ladies at? Huh? What did I say? I mean, who's the bad guy? Shay. It me. We were the bad guys. Shay. Molly. I said.
Really, Molly? Wow.
They
Really?
jumped on us. They jumped on us, Molly. They jumped on us as a
Now, you might be thinking, okay, so she draws a crowd, but is she really changing the game? Let me tell you, Clark's impact goes way beyond just packing the stands. She's not just scoring, she's creating plays, controlling the tempo, and basically running the show out there. This isn't just about star power, it's about revolutionizing how the game is played. And here's something that'll blow your mind. Clark is the youngest player in NCAA history to record multiple triple-doubles in a single season. That's not just talent, that's legendary status in the making. She's not just living up to the hype, she's creating a whole new level of expectations for what a basketball player can do. But you know what's even crazier? While everyone's busy arguing about her impact, Clark's just out there winning games and avoiding the drama. She's not getting caught up in public feuds or trash talk. Nope, she's laser focused on one thing, dominating on the court. So is Caitlin Clark just a crowd pleaser? Not even close. She's a game changer in every sense of the word. Her style of play, her record-breaking performances, and her ability to draw massive crowds are all working together to elevate women's basketball to new heights. She's not just filling seats, she's creating a whole new generation of fans who are falling in love with the sport. Creating new fans is just the tip of the iceberg. Clark's rise is challenging the entire narrative around women's sports. What happens when a player becomes bigger than the game itself? It's not just about breaking records anymore. Clark's impact on women's basketball is shaking things up in ways nobody saw coming. Let's talk about how Clark's changing the game off the court. She's not just filling seats, she's changing how people see women's sports. The media can't get enough of her. Fans are going crazy, and suddenly everyone's talking about women's basketball. It's like she flipped a switch, and now the spotlight's brighter than ever. But here's where things get wild. Clark's success is exposing some crazy double standards in sports. You know how when a guy athlete brings attention to a sport, everyone's all, oh, he's growing the game. But when Clark does it, some people lose their minds. It's like they can't handle a woman being this good and this popular at the same time. What's up with that? And get this, while everyone's busy arguing about her impact, Clark's just out there winning games and avoiding the drama. No trash talk, no Twitter beefs, just pure basketball. It's like she's saying, my game speaks for itself. Well, that's some next level professionalism right there. You want to know what's really crazy? Clark's success isn't just good for her. It's lifting up the whole sport. More people are watching women's basketball, more kids are picking up a ball, and suddenly everyone's realizing how awesome this game can be. It's like Clark started a chain reaction, and there's no stopping it now. But here's the kicker, and some people in the sports world are feeling threatened by all this. It's like they're scared of change or something, but you know what? That's their problem. Clark's just out here doing her thing, and she's proving that women's basketball can be just as exciting, just as skillful, and just as worth watching as any other sport. So is Clark just bringing seats to games like Qerim said? Not even close. She's bringing a whole new level of respect to women's basketball. She's changing minds, breaking barriers, and showing everyone what's possible when you combine talent with hard work. You'd think everyone would be celebrating Clark's rise, right? Wrong. This whole drama is exposing some ugly truths about how we see women in sports. It's got people asking, is the problem really with Clark, or is it with the way we think about female athletes?
The Atlanta Dream set the record for the biggest crowd to watch a WNBA game in Georgia history.
Pretty exciting. One of the big reasons fans flock to State Farm Arena is, of course, the Caitlin Clark effect.
Caitlin Clark tonight.
Oh, gotta watch number 22.
I've been watching Caitlin for a couple of years, and since then I've dreamed about coming to a game.
That she's with just brought a lot of to the WNBA and also to the game itself and for women, so women's sports.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room, sexism in sports. It's 2024 and we're still dealing with this nonsense? Come on, Clark's success is shining a spotlight on how female athletes are treated differently. It's like some people can't handle a woman being this good and this popular at the same time. What's up with that? Yeah, think about it. When a male athlete brings attention to his sport, everyone's all, oh, he's growing the game. But when Clark does it, some folks lose their minds. It's like they're scared of change or something. But you know what? That's their problem. Clark's just out here doing her thing, and she's proving that women's basketball can be just as exciting, just as skillful, and just as worth watching as any other sport. But here's where it gets really interesting. This isn't just about Clark. Other players are feeling the heat too. Angel Reese, another amazing player, claimed she's made women's basketball bigger. She's saying the media's been all about Clark and ignoring her contributions. It's like there's this weird competition going on, but not on the court, in the media. And get this, some former players and analysts are acting like Clark's success is a threat. Can you believe that? Instead of celebrating how far women's basketball has come, they're trying to tear her down. It's like they're stuck in the past or something. But you know what's really crazy? All this drama is actually doing something good. It's making people talk about women's sports in a way they never have before. People are starting to question why female athletes don't get the same respect as male athletes. They're asking why we don't see more women's sports on TV, why they don't get paid as much, and why we're still dealing with these double standards. Clark's rise is like a wake-up call. It's showing everyone that women's basketball isn't just a sideshow, it's the main event, and it's not just about basketball. This whole situation is making people look at all women's sports differently. It's like Clark's success is opening doors for other female athletes in every sport. But here's the thing, change isn't easy. Some people in the sports world are feeling threatened by all this. They're used to things being a certain way, and now Clark's coming along and shaking everything up. But that's exactly what needs to happen. We need to challenge these old ideas about women in sports. So, is Clark just bringing seats to games like Qerim said? Not even close. She's bringing a whole new level of respect to women's basketball. She's changing minds, breaking barriers, and showing everyone what's possible when you combine talent with hard work. And yeah, she's filling seats too, but that's just the beginning. Alright, let's wrap this up. We've seen the crazy drama with Qerim, Clark's insane impact on the court, and all the wild stuff happening in women's basketball. But here's the real kicker. Qerim leaving ESPN might actually be good for the sport. It's like a wake-up call, showing everyone that old school thinking about women's basketball just doesn't cut it anymore. Clark's not just changing the game, she's changing how we see women in sports. She's breaking records, filling seats, and making people take notice. And yeah, some folks can't handle it, but that's their problem. So what do you think? Is Clark the real deal? Or is this all just hype? Is women's basketball finally getting the respect it deserves? The game's changing, and we're all watching it happen. One thing's for sure, it's gonna be wild.